Hey, it's Sam Lee here, and thank you for joining me. I wanted to speak to you today about something that I think is very important in our lives to have, especially to hold close to us when we're going through tough times. And that is this thing called vision. And there's an old proverb that says that people without a vision perish. And I absolutely believe that to be true. To have a vision means to see something that you imagine. And around us in the world today, there's so many things that were once somebody's imagination. And people thought they were crazy, but they imagined something and then they were able to accomplish it. They dared to dream. We put a man on the moon because we dared to dream. We're going to put a man on Mars because somebody had this crazy idea to put a man on Mars. And things have been put in place to get there. That's the vision that they have. And things start with a vision before they become reality. And that's why I think it's very important that we as individuals have a vision for our lives. That we start with that vision, we start with that dream, because it's only by having that we're going to see a reality come about that we want. If we don't have that vision, if we don't have that dream, well, to be honest, it can go many different ways and we can end up somewhere that maybe we didn't want to end up. So it's really important to have a vision. This house I live in started because somebody had a dream and a vision for what this house could be like. And now I'm living in their dream, the reality that they imagined. And I particularly like aircraft. Aircraft and aviation is what I've grown up in most of my life. And this model aircraft here that my family bought me a long time ago is a model of a DC-3 Dakota. And that is one aircraft that I particularly like. It's one of my favorite. And somebody dared to dream that they could create an aircraft that would fly through the sky at hundreds of miles an hour and actually carry passengers as well. Somebody dared to dream that that was going to be possible. And right now, you know, it's so important that we have a vision for our lives. It's so important as we go through this season of ups and downs, and especially in the aviation industry, there's so much negative news at the minute about the aviation industry. Well, actually, it's not all going to be negative. We're going to get through this. But we need to have a vision. We need to have a vision for our personal lives and our professional lives too. When I was a teenager, I remember that, you know, from the age of 14, my dream, my vision was to learn to fly. I absolutely wanted to become a pilot. There was no way we could afford it. And somebody said to me, Sam, if that's your vision, if that's your dream, go and clean aircraft at a local flying school. They're going to take you up occasionally, or people who are, you know, qualified and they're looking for somebody to just buddy up with them. They'll offer you a space in their plane and take you up. And that's exactly what happened. And it was after many years of cleaning aircraft, sat in school holidays, being paid 10 minutes time for 10 minutes flying time for a day's work, I eventually built up my hours. And then that really springboarded me to see my vision, my dream of becoming a pilot become a reality. And then I took a similar approach with becoming an aircraft mechanic, an engineer, and getting my license. I took the same approach. I just worked hard and had that dream and vision to be a pilot and a mechanic and fly the aircraft and fix the aircraft. And that's why I know it's so important to have a vision, something to keep us focused. So that's really important. Why do we have a vision? We have a vision to keep us focused. And maybe you're at a point in your life at the moment where you feel that you don't have something to focus on. Maybe you've been furloughed. Maybe you're looking at redundancy. Maybe you're just unsure about what the future holds. Well, a vision can help keep you focused, keep you living on purpose. We need to live with purpose on purpose. We've got to be purposeful about living on purpose. So I want to talk very briefly about how we can develop a vision for our lives. But let me first look at why it's so important to have a vision. I've touched on this over the last few minutes as well. But you know, with so many pressures, human factors, stresses, concerns, anxieties, worries that we have right now, it can be very difficult to see beyond the immediate. And we can so easily become overwhelmed. And a vision will help us to see beyond where we currently are, and see above and beyond that, and above and beyond the challenges that we might be facing right now. Having a vision can give us hope for the future, and so many people need hope right now. Many people are struggling with a lack of vision, and unfortunately, we hear of some devastating effects of what can happen when people don't have a vision, when they feel hopeless, when they feel that there is no future for them. It can be devastating, and for the people that they love and people around them. And so it's really important that we have a vision for ourselves, especially when we might be feeling hopeless, especially when the industry might be in the dire straits that it gets reported that it's in. There is still hope. We need a purpose, we need a vision, and we can get through this. So how do we create a vision for ourselves? Well, we need to focus on the right things. We need to think about what you have right now and be grateful for that. That's one of the first things we need to do. Be grateful for what you have. Think about those things that you have in your life right now that you are really happy to have. It's so easy to look at the negative. We need to think of the positive. Life might be really tough for you right now, and honestly, I don't know what you're going through, just like you don't know what I'm going through. But when we're grateful, we put our minds in the right place. Now we're ready to start dreaming. Now we're ready to start thinking about what is the future going to look like for us? What do we want the future to look like for us? A month from now, 3 months from now, 6 months, a year, 2 years, 3 years, 5 years. Just think, what do you want your life to look like? So here are some things to get you going, some things you can think about when you're considering creating a vision for your life. And I want you to write these things down, because and then just let your thoughts come out on the paper and just see where it takes you. So here's some things. I'm just going to knock these ones straight off. So what really matters to you? Write that down. Is it your life? Is it your family? Is it the things in your life? Is it friends? Is it your children? Is it your job? What are those things in your life right now that really matter to you? What brings you joy and happiness? That's really important. So oftentimes we can go through tough times and find that we're struggling, and we can forget the things that bring us joy and bring us happiness. One of the things we look at in Human Factors when we're delivering training is, I always ask at the start of a class, I always say, tell us about you, who you are, what's your name, where you're from, how did you get started into the aviation industry, and tell us something that is of interest to you that maybe nobody else knows. Maybe it's a hobby, something you do to relax, and something that brings you joy and happiness. What would you like to accomplish? That's the next question. Dream big. What would you like to accomplish? You got into maybe the aviation industry because you had this passion for working with aircraft, or you had this passion to fly these things through the sky. There was something that got you into this industry. Well, what would you now like to accomplish going forward? If you could accomplish anything, what would it be? Maybe it's a new hobby. Maybe it's a new career. Maybe it's a new job. Maybe it's you aspire to be someone else within your industry. Maybe you want to work your way up the ladder. Maybe you want to lead teams. What is it that you want to accomplish? What do you want to accomplish in your personal life as well? Think about that. And who would you like to share these experiences with? Is it a spouse? Is it a partner? Is it your kids? Is it some friends, a group of friends you've got? Who is it that you want to do this journey through life with? And then think about the dreams that you've got for yourself and for your relationship with your children. Those of you with children, have a vision for them. I've got 3 children, and I often think, what are the type of people I want them to grow up into? It's not about being highly successful and high earners and, living the dream from a materialistic perspective, but I want them to be good citizens. I want them to develop their character, integrity, truthfulness, honesty, gratefulness, this diligence. There's so much that I want them to become from a character perspective. But I've got to have a vision for that so that I can start to instill that into their lives as they go through their childhood and teenage years. Otherwise, if I don't do that, well, it will be left to chance as to whether that's how they grow up and if that's the character that they have. What type of person do you want to become? Are you happy with who you are right now? Do you want to become healthier? Do you want to work on your character? Do you want to work on your integrity? Do you want to work on your honesty and truthfulness and transparency? What is it that you want to work on for yourself as an individual? Who do people think you are? Within your work environment, within your home environment, who are you? And only you can really know who you are. What are those things you want to work on to improve? What's the vision that you've got for your personal life? And, there's so many questions that you can ask, and I'm sure you can think of some more, but these hopefully will get you started. The most important thing, though, to do when we're thinking about vision is to write it down. That's absolutely crucial. Write down the vision that you have. So from all these questions, formulate it, put it into maybe a statement or a couple of sentences, write it down, pin it somewhere where you can see it, look at it, get hope from it, and keep that right mindset, because at the moment we're being bombarded with so much negativity that actually the world isn't all negative. There is hope. We can live on purpose when we purposefully choose to live on purpose. And what do you dare to dream? What vision do you have thinking beyond your current set of circumstances and your current situation? It's really important to dare to dream. And when you do that, you'll find that you will begin to make progress towards the reality that at the moment might be in your head, might be just that dream or vision that you've got. But that's how you're going to work towards the reality that you want to create. And even if life looks hopeless at the moment, know that there is hope, that we will get through this time. You will get through the challenging circumstances you're facing. People have got through these times before in the past. We'll get through it again. And aviation, if you're working in aviation, aviation's going to recover. It's going to get better. Whichever part of the industry you're in, it's going to improve. It's going to pick up. And we've just got to keep that right mindset. Not ignoring what's reality, but also discerning what we're being told and aiming for what we are hoping for the future. And we're going to get through. Hopefully that's helped you. Vision. Determine a vision for your life. And yeah, just get away for a few moments. Sometimes that can really help. You know, going for a walk, putting on some really relaxing music, and just instrumental music, that is, and just letting your mind wander. And just reconnect with the vision that's deep within you. Because I believe in all of us, there's desires within all of us. There's a vision within all of us. There's purpose that we want to live. Sometimes we've just got to seek it out. All right, there we go. That's it for today. All the best. Have a great day.